What's going on, guys? It is your boy Smitty, and Dominaria United is here. I'm excited for it, and I hope you are too. Um, like, subscribe to the video if you want to see more. Um, Today in the video, we are going to be playing our first deck. We're going to do mono black and with a little bit of a splash of red in here. And let's jump right into it. So it's not gonna let me pull up the. There we go. All right. So we got 3 cut downs. Um, just a good early game removal. I think there's going to be a lot of aggro running around. So, and I mean, it's a pretty good late game. There's a lot of good creatures this takes down. So, playing 3 of those. Playing March of the Wretched Sorrow. This was just kind of a quick ad at the end. Uh, only have 3 of the Invoked Despairs, so threw this in there. And I think it's going to be good for some early or late game removal. It scales well throughout the game. And as you'll see, we have a pretty high removal package in the deck to try to get to our pieces for closing the games out. So then we got 4 Infernal Grasps. Everybody knows what that does. We have 4 Knight of the Dust Shadow. So I was looking for some more important 2-drops because this is kind of a hard slot to fill right now. There's not a lot of great 2-drops in the format, but I wanted 2 things. One that has evasiveness in it and with the menace, and the other part is text. The next line of text says your opponents can't gain life. So part of our little combo and our main win condition in this deck is to drain our opponents out um, and not allowing our opponents to gain life, even though there's not a ton of life gain in the format. Is going to be really important to hold them where they're at. We can drain them down slowly to start the game, get damage in where we can with Meat Hook and our 2-drops. Some of our 3-drops, Shakedown Heavy, and then it's going to make it a lot easier for us to drain them out with Shieldred and Ob Nixilis. And we'll get into those 2 together. Tenacious Underdog. Everybody knows what this card does. It's probably one of the best 2-drops in the format. It's probably the best early gameplay for Mono Black. And then it's great for Liliana. Her +1 allows us to discard cards. We can discard this and then blitz it back into play. And it just gives us an extra card basically in our hand to play later in the game. Got 3 Meat Hook Massacres. We got 3 Fell Stingers. This is going to be a source of card draw, and even though it makes us lose life, with Shieldred out, we essentially net 2 life, the positive out of it. So it's a good little synergy between those 2 cards. We have 2 Shakedown Heavies. This is, I'm unsure if this is the number on this. I might want a 3rd one, but I'm not sure what else we would cut from the deck in order to put a 3rd one in there. But it's a source of card draw. A lot of times players are just going to allow you to draw the card and untap it rather than take the damage from it. And being that it has menace, it's hard to block. So it pressures the opponent pretty well. It's for a source of card draw. Goes well with Shoulder. Goes well with Liliana to refill our hand if we're playing this early in the game and then uh, discarding cards. So then we're going to attack our opponent's hand, and then we have a couple of different ways here to refill our hand. It was kind of the advantage in that. Then, of course, there's 3 Lilianas. It's just a great card against control, against uh, not really against aggro, unless we can have a lot of our removal in our hands to make the -2 um, more pinpointed on a certain creature that we want to get rid of. But it definitely slows the opponent down, and then the -6 is obviously great. Then we got 3 odd mix lists. So the reason why I splashed red into this deck and splashed this card into this deck is because, well, it gains us life, it drains the opponent. Um, we can sacrifice like our Tenacious Underdog, and I guess there's not really another great option outside of where I'm going with this, but the Underdog we can replay. Um, it makes its own, protects itself, makes the devil tokens, the ping things um, for the -2. And then the -7 is really where we're trying to be at with this card, because we can get shouldered down and then we can ultimate our Ob Nixilis. We can target our opponent to draw the cards, and then they lose 7 life off of the ability itself, and then they'll lose an additional 14 with shouldered on the battlefield. So between the 2 of them, we drain them 21, which is kind of like our sneaky win condition in this deck. Um, so that's why we were playing the Knight of the Dust Shadow. So if we can hold them even at 20 throughout the game, we're not able to get any damage in early. If they just kind of look over this knight and they're not threatened by it, they don't use any removal, they're just going to leave it on the board because they have a 3/3 or 4/4 or whatever, then this just holds them where they're at. And then if we can get to the ultimate on Ob Nixilis with shouldered out, then we just win the game. So another part of this is the shakedown heavy uh, allows us to be the creature that we use for the casualty on Ob Nixilis, and then puts our token for Ob Nixilis at 6 loyalty when it comes out. And then we can minus the first one or plus the first one, the original copy of the card, and then plus the token, putting it at 7, and then the following turn. So if we're able to untap with Ob Nixilis, we can just drain our opponent out straight. And then I mean, obviously we can always attack in with this the turn that we play the Ob Nixilis, and then either get the damage in or we get the extra card out of it, and then we'll sack it to the Ob Nixilis, and we're still getting a lot of value out of the shakedown heavy. And then even though we take one of our big threats off the board, we're really close to getting an ultimate out of Ob Nixilis, and that's kind of where we want to be at. And then obviously Shoulder, we're playing 3 of those. It's a really good card. It puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. It's got a big body. It's gaining us life, so playing against like aggro and stuff like that, it's going to prolong the game. It's going to help us grind it out to get all of our pieces on the battlefield, and eventually, I think, win a lot of games with it. Then we have Invoke Despair. This has just been a mono black staple since it came out, especially in the Streets of New Capenna standard, when mono black was big, which I think it's still going to be kind of big. and it's a fantastic card. Then we're playing 19 Swamps, 200 Ridges, and 3 Sulphur Springs to get us our red mana. I think this is going to be enough to be able to hit Ob Nixilis on curve if we need to. But really, um, we're probably trying to play either Liliana or the Shakedown Heavy, or I mean, even the Fellstinger on turn 3. But I think these two are definitely going to be where we want to be and what we're trying to play on turn 3. So Ob Nixilis really isn't going to be more like a turn 4 or 5 play, especially if we can get an opening hand with, say, the Shakedown Heavy and Shuldred. Then we'll have try to play these two first and follow with Ob Nixilis on turn 5. So I think just having the 5 lands in here is going to be able to get us to where we need to be able to play the Ob Nixilis and not be stuck on mana for it. So that's the deck. Let's get into games and check out, see how it plays. This looks like a good hand. Keep it. Maybe I should have played the Swamp first. That's all right. We don't have a turn 2 play, really. Drew one, though. That would. Do have a turn 3 play. Stinger. Definitely don't want this Generous Visitor to get too big so we can't use any removal on it or meat hook it. Maybe they won't have an enchantment to play. We'll just get in for 3. We'll just play the cut down now. Kind of not where I wanted to be. I should have played that swamp on the first turn, so I didn't have to take damage to get rid of the. Let's see if they're going to block. They're going to take the damage. Let's play the Fellstinger. Sacrifice the underdog. Draw some cards. We need some lands. Hit our land drops. Then at least the Fellstinger has Death Touch. Ooh. Other Kami. Yeah, we'll just block. Now, do we want to play the meat hook? I think I just want to hook, get it down. Really do want to draw some cards and get into a Liliana because these things are just going to keep coming back. Which is okay. We have plenty of removal in hand to hold them down for now. um, let's go ahead and just play the underdog. See if we can't keep drawing into some lands or some more important cards here. Shoulder's good. And our opponent quits. They're stuck on 3 lands too. Pretty good first game overall, though. I think something that's like super important is when you don't get into any of your really important cards or your main win conditions in the deck, and you can still win games pretty handily at that. That's just show a good sign that you have a really solid deck. I think Mono Black's going to be a tier 1 deck still. Yep, keep this. We're definitely going to have some decks coming out in the next couple of days, like Fast and Furious. We don't have turn 1 play, but we're not going to make that mistake again. Um, I'm definitely going to be putting some decks out there as quick as possible. To see where we're going, where we're at in the new meta, and what's really going to be tier 1 deck and what's not. Let's play Liliana. We'll get rid of this Jukai Naturalist. That way next turn we can draw into some more cards, see if we don't have any better discard options. What are the chances that we see an enchantments deck 2 games in a row? Something out there to protect our Liliana. Actually, you know what? Let's just draw some cards. That's not great. That is also not good. However, they are going to go after the Liliana, get it off the board. So see if we can't draw into something. We're going to take some damage. Oh boy. So this could be a 3/3 next turn. Kami has trample, so we just have to exploit this. Hope we get some kind of removal. That's just not gonna do it. We're just dead on board, right? Yeah. Yeah, we kind of flooded out that game. 17 cards and we had 9 lands. We're only running 24 in the deck, so just an unlucky draw that time. Kind of crazy. We haven't seen a Shouldered or an Odd Nixilis. We had a Shoulder in the first game, but we were already so far ahead that want to keep this hand. Opponent goes first. I guess on the draw. Hopefully we draw into some lands. Here we go. We got a mirror match, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I'm going to be too fond of these mirror matches. We both get Lilianas. It's just going to be a top deck war. Yeah, take that. That's an interesting card. Hmm. So we just got to play Liliana. I think we gotta discard the knight here. Really don't want to be out of lands. I want to get to this Invoke Despair on curve. Guess we just gotta keep attacking their hand. Filer flesh is gonna be a problem, especially if they have another creature to play. Really not fond of this card. Does give all your stuff menace. Choose not to draw cards, which is interesting. Only one card in hand. I guess that makes sense. Really nice to draw some removal. Get to draw a couple cards at least. Try to get back into it. There's an Infernal Grasp. I guess we probably should have just attacked in. We're not doing a whole lot of blocking of this Defiler. Tenacious Underdog. We can't block that though. Are they just going to use it to crew up? Nope. They are not. Are going to give it minutes though. Alright, so we got 6 mana. Make them sacrifice this Defiler. Then the question is, we want to try to gain some life with the Odd Nixilis, or do we want to try to hold up the Infernal Grasp for if they try to crew one of these guys up? Because I think we're just could just be dead. All right, we'll just hold. Playing mono black, though, if they don't have an invoke to spare, that would be kind of terrible. Okay, that's fine. Come on, Childred or Shakedown Heavy. Keep this land at discard. Play this for one. The Obnixilis. I guess we're not going to get them down far enough because they can just play the Tenacious Underdog. Oh, they're going to not do that. They kind of had us dead. Opponent's mistake. Well, maybe not. I guess that works too, but they're just going to overkill us. We're on play again. And we're playing enchantments again. Oh, let's get rid of. Let's generous visitor, I guess. Really don't want him to have the naturalist either, but there's another one. Liliana serves as removal. And with another one in hand, we don't have to worry too much about them attacking in and killing our Liliana. Preserve our life total a little bit. It's fine. And they don't play anything. Let's play a shoulder this turn. And then next turn we can play Liliana and the knight. Say anything again. Interesting. We'll get in for 4. Now they're gonna have to draw something very impactful. That is not gonna be it. That helps them. Is it just creature? Oh yeah. Why did he play that card? Only costs 2, but he hook for 2. Shuts down on the shoulder damage, but it's okay. Hallowed Haunting. We'll just get back up to the point where we can keep our Lily. Even if they play something creature-wise, we can get rid of it. All right, so 2 and 2. So we'll play one more with this deck. Be the rubber match. See if we can finish on positive and play something other than enchantments. So good hand. That's super annoying card. Plains a mono red. Should be interesting. Ooh, that's definitely not good. So you can block one of those guys now. That definitely think that I want to hold off on the Liliana. Plays Tenacious Underdogs. We have a blocker for the other one. And hope that we can get to Shoulder, draw a land. Because these meat hooks are kind of dead. Ugh. Come on, land. I guess that's good. I'll at least stop them for now. There we go. Children, I think, is going to be a incredibly hard card for them to deal with. It's going to gain us life, and they're going to need probably 2 removal spells to get rid of it. And then we got another one. Shivan Devastator. Phoenix Chick. I guess one of these meat hooks came in handy after all. But I don't want to do that yet. Do I? Well, do I even want to attack? Let's make them discard first. See what they discard. Discard the 1 meat hook. See if they get rid of that other guy. Do I want to attack? Maybe I just can't. See if we can't stabilize a little bit before. Shoulder is a blocker, and he's going to drain him out. Help us get back into the game. Very good. Draw those cards. Okay. 2 to the face. We only have 6 mana. Make them discard whatever they got. Good, got rid of play with fire. This is 4, 7, and on their draw step, they'll be dead. Oh, never mind. We takes care of them. I can math. All right, not so bad overall. So just to wrap up, um, I did not see any shakedown heavies throughout all 5 games. Saw it a couple times in playtesting. Um, I was actually able to finish off an opponent just by using Obnixilus's ultimate. I drained him down enough, had him draw cards, and had him at like 5 or something. So I think Shakedown Heavy is a good card. Maybe I want one more of them. Maybe we can cut down on a meat hook. Because there's not too many decks going around where having more than one of these is really relevant. It was nice to be able to discard the one to Liliana in the one game. But I might be able to go down on one of those. Maybe go down on one of these knights. But overall, the deck performed pretty well. I think it's going to be definitely a tier 1 best of 1 deck. Not sure how it's going to do in best of 3. Some decent sideboard options. We played Duress and Pilfer against control decks. Going more control heavy. And then obviously we have a lot of spots against those decks. We can get rid of the cut downs and Infernal Grasps. Maybe we could play more marches against like Planeswalker heavy styles. But yeah, overall, I would definitely do some crafting and Shuldreds and Lilianas and try this deck out, guys. But let me know down in the comments if there's anything that you think that I should make changes to. If you think the numbers are wrong on anything. And then also let me know if there's any decks that you want to see. I'm probably going to have one more video come out today. And we might do a couple more tomorrow, depending on time. So thanks for tuning in, guys, for the channel. Give me some love so other people can see the videos and we can all have more fun playing Standard and just Magic in general. It's fun. But I'll see y'all later.